What's going on, guys? I just want to have a little video with everybody to kind of get them up to date on what's going on and season about to begin for men's soccer 2021. Um, I'm sure there's a lot of questions and a lot of what ifs and that and this and a lot of questions in my head too because this is a different year and it's going to be a trying year and it's not going to be the uh, natural year that I've done in the last 22 years coaching soccer with getting everybody prepared. It's going to be different for everybody. We had a coaching meeting today, this morning. Coach Mitchell, myself, Coach Smith, and Coach Lanier. We met for about 3 hours today discussing practice plans and how we're going to do things and how we're going to move forward the season and time frames and JV and varsity and potential players and even talking about players positioning because we've seen a lot of these kids throughout the summer but one thing we've not seen is any kind of scrimmaging. We've not been allowed to do any scrimmaging, and we probably won't be allowed to do any scrimmaging until January 11th, which is the first official tryout date. Everything is moving forward. um, it's still, everything's unexpected. Anything could pop up, could change anything. But we've got to move forward as a staff. We got to move forward as a program and kind of keep you up to date, especially the parents and the players, on how practices, the season's going to begin, and how we're going to cover it, and how we're going to, have to make adjustments when they come about. First of all, like I said before, the first official practice, which is mandatory for all if you're trying out for JV/varsity soccer at Clinton High School, is January 11th. We discussed as a group today that we thought the best time frame to do practices would be 5 to 7. Why do we pick that time frame? Well, A, it gives everybody, all our coaching staff, to get there on time because they have different jobs, and B, like we said, this is going to be a different season. We're playing in the cold, and we want to get you guys used to that weather. So, we'll turn on the lights out here on the field, on the band field, on the main field, and we'll practice starting on January 11th from 5 to 7. That's going to be our practice time. Can that time change throughout the season? Absolutely. But right now, we're going to go ahead and move forward on the calendar with January 11th, 5 to 7 p.m. Not a.m., p.m. Fridays will probably be a little bit different. We'll probably doing practices probably right after school, something like a 3:30 to 5 o'clock deal. But right now, 5 to 7 is the go-to. We talked a lot about JV and varsity. Are we going to be able to have a JV team? Do we have the numbers for a JV team? Clinton High School's got the numbers. I've checked everybody's grades. I've looked at everything, and we do have enough players to have JV and varsity. We probably, if I had to look at the numbers and everybody that's going to come out that I think is going to come out, and maybe even a couple surprises, I think we're going to have anywhere from 35 to 40 kids trying out for JV/varsity. Here's the thing that could be an issue with the JV. It's not going to be an issue, but it could be it's just different because of this season. Wallace looks like they're going to have a JV. James Keenan looks like they're going to have a JV, and that's it. I doubt East Duplin will. I know Midway, Goldsboro, and Spring Creek will not. So what does that mean? That means on the schedule right now, the JV schedule is kind of up in the air. It's going to be a little bit different. I've contacted some coaches, such as Whiteville and North Lenoir and West Johnston, and it may be a situation that maybe we can get a game or two with them. And I've also talked to James Keenan and Wallace. We may end up playing him 3, maybe 4 times. So our goal is to keep a JV team. We want to keep you guys playing. I know some of you are going to be starting travel too during the spring season, but we want to keep that JV going. You guys need to be playing, and definitely you guys are our future. So, worst case scenario, you might have 6 games. Best case scenario, we might get you up to 12 games. But just go ahead and have that in your head that we will have a JV team unless we are told we're not allowed to because of financial reasons, or the state says it, or let's say Wallace and JK do fold. But our goal is to have that JV team. But your practices may be a little bit different. Nothing in stone yet. But if that's the case, you're only playing, let's say, minimum 6 to 8 games, and that's just the minimum. We're going to try to get that 12. because the varsity only plays 14 this year. Um, if that's the scenario, it might be a situation the JV only practices 4 times a week. We might not let you practice on Friday. You might only practice 3 times a week some weeks because you might not play for a whole week. It's just a different season, and we feel as a coaching staff it's better that you guys play and be around the program than not play at all. There's nothing we can do about it. People are going through a lot of stuff right now. Schools are quarantining, and we don't know what's going to happen. All I can tell you is be smart, make smart choices. If you're sick, don't come to practice, don't come to school, stay away, and to help our program move forward and advance. Like I told you before, only 2 teams make it to the playoffs. They've chopped a whole round out of the playoffs. So if you don't finish in the top 2, you're not going to make the playoffs. There might be situations we play on a Friday. A JV game may play on Friday. There might be situations varsity play Saturday morning just because of COVID situations. So you got to understand that. So when January 11th comes, I expect you guys to be 100% committed to the program till the season ends March, whenever. We're going to play 2 games a week. I've got the schedule done for the varsity, and like I said, JV is going to be kind of hit or miss. Hopefully we'll get those 10-plus games for you. Couple other things. We're going to try to separate our JV and our varsity practices too, meaning the JV might be practicing on the band field or vice versa. The varsity might be on the band field. Kind of separate you out, because if a situation arises, knock on wood it doesn't, and you guys, the JV team or the varsity team has to be quarantined, or 10 people do because they've been around each other, well, that might be a situation. We bring up 10 JV players, now you're on the varsity the next 2 weeks to play the varsity. It's going to be a crazy year. It's kind of exciting because it's something new, but all we can do is the best we can possibly do by following the protocols, the guidelines, and make sure we're staying away from individuals and gatherings where COVID and that pandemic is around us. We just want to do the best we can, keeping our mask on and those situations. What do we need from you? Well, what do you need to get probably? It's probably going to be a cold season. It's not been too cold so far, which has been great, but it might drop to 20s in a game. Might drop into teens. You need to get a mask. You know that. You got to practice with a mask. You got to play with a mask. It cannot be a gator. It cannot have a gator mask. It's got to be a mask. You need to get an undershirt. It's got to be black. You got to get some leggings. They need to be black. Toboggan needs to be black. Everything needs to be black. A water jug with your name on it. Like I said, mask, undershirt. I'm looking at my notes. Leggings, toboggan, water jug, a coat or gloves. They need to be black so you can stay warm if you're on that bench. You also might need one of those chairs you sit down at, because we're going to have to separate people on our bench. So our bench might be all the way down the sideline. It's kind of weird. We're going to do the best we can do. We're still going to work you hard, but we're at the point now, and I've told you numerous times, that we don't have time to get you in shape. You've had that opportunity since June, and some of you took advantage of it. Some of you sat on the couch and not took advantage of it. Well, we're going to know. We're going to know early on January 11th, and I don't need a mama or a daddy or a player coming up to me asking me why ain't I playing. Well, you're not playing because A, you're not in shape. B, you've not been as committed as you needed to be. C, your skill level is not as good as the other kids. And yes, we've got freshman guys that are better than juniors. We've got freshman guys that are better than seniors. We do. It is what it is. That's not me. That's on you. And, you know, when we talked as a coaching staff today, we kind of said, you know, it's tough to play with your heart sometimes, because when you look at these kids, we love every one of them. We know what they've done with the program and what they've done for our school and our community. And it's tough decisions. And sometimes we as a coaching staff, we want to lead with our heart because we care about the family, we care about the kid. But hey, the way to do it is to pick the best kids and put them on the field, and pick the most committed kids and put them on the field. And that's tough to do sometimes. But we're going to do it. We're all going to cut some players. We're not going to keep everybody. So let's say 40 kids try out. We only have 32. We're going to have to take 2 buses. We're going to have to take a JV bus, and we'll have to take a varsity bus, because we can't have but one per seat on the bus. So it's going to be a lot of differences. this year, and hopefully this is the only year we have to deal with it, and we pray that we get to play this year. So going back to that JV situation, hey, it's better to play 6 games, 8 games than not play at all. So that's kind of how we figured it as a staff. And you might be upset with your playing time. I may come up to you straight on directly and say, hey, Johnny, you're not going to play. You're not going to play. Do you still want to be on this team? And if you can't handle that, I totally understand. I'm not going to be mad at you. I ain't going to think different of you. We've already had some players decide that they want to play. I have no problem with that because it is a sacrifice. I expect a lot from you guys, and I know you better expect a lot from me because we work our tails off to make our program the best it possibly can be. Let me look at my notes again to make sure I didn't miss anything. Like I said, 5 to 7 is going to be the normal time except on Fridays. We do have 3 players that play basketball: Will Harris, Walker Spell, and Camden Davis. So we're not going to expect you to try out, or you're going to try out. It's going to be at a different time. I've seen all 3 of you guys anyhow throughout the summer. So you'll know that. We expect you to work on the basketball. You're going to be in a situation where you're going to be playing basketball on Tuesdays and Fridays and playing soccer on Mondays and Wednesdays. When you're not going to be at practice, you're going to be playing games. Thursdays, you're just going to have to decide which one you're going to go to. And me and the basketball coach understand that. Different year. We're not going to penalize you for playing 2 sports when you're good at them and you want to play them. So don't worry about that. We are going to still have a conditioning championship. That will begin That will begin January 11th. We'll do 2 events a day. For example, we might do the 40 and we might do push-ups the first day. We might do the 400 and we might do non-dominant foot the second day. We might do the mile run and then we do juggling the next day. So we're going to do 2 events a day and we'll try to knock it out that first week. You're going to see a lot of scrimmaging the first couple weeks. Next week, we're going to go Monday, January 4th, January 5th, Tuesday, and January 7th on Thursday. We're going to go from 3:30 to 5. And that's for you to get back into routine if you've not done what you should have been doing, and get ready for tryouts on January 11th. Things are different. Things are different for the coaching staff. Things are different for your parents. Things are different for you. We understand that, but we got to keep pushing play. Last couple things I want to mention is we will have cameras up on the press box, so we're not going to need anybody to film the games. You'll see these games live. All our conference teams should have them, so if you're unable to go to a game, parents, you'll be able to see it live on Pixelot. We've got the cameras on the football field and the basketball field, and we're working on basketball court, and we're working on getting it on the soccer field as soon as possible. And also, you'll be getting tickets from GoFan. You'll get your tickets online. It's going to be $7 and then additional $1 for GoFan, which is $8 tickets. We'll talk more about that now. Don't worry about that. It's super simple, easy. Click a button, you get in the game. You ain't got to worry about cash anymore. Now to never. We're going to keep GoFan for as long as Coach Spell's the athletic director. So I hope you listen to this. If you got any questions, you can always rewind it. God bless you. I hope you have a great new year. I hope you had an awesome Christmas. And you've got about 2 weeks to get ready for Coach Spell and the coaches. And I ain't got no sympathy for people who hadn't been busting their fannies, because I know I've been busting my fanny, and I know the coaching staff's been doing the same. Good luck to you. I love you. And parents, if you got any major questions that you're not sure about, give me a ring. I ain't scared. Have a good day.